Now that we have ways to quickly navigate and select text in a document, I want to look at formatting a document, and I want to look at what they call character formatting. Now, first of all, we are going to use the playpen file. I do want to undo everything I've done so far. I might first of all select all the text in this document. Control A was a key combination that selects all. And I want to clear all the formatting that I played with in an earlier video. So up here in the ribbon on the Home tab and in the font group is a button called Clear Formatting, Clear All Formatting to be precise. So I'm going to click that button and it clears all the formatting I did earlier. And then I'll just click at the top of the document to get rid of the highlighting. So we are in the file called Playpen. We went Control A and we use this button here to clear all the formatting, removed all the formatting from this document. Now, this particular video and this particular chapter, character formatting, is actually focusing on this group here called font. This is what they call character formatting, because it's formatting that you can apply to a single letter or a single character. The first thing I want to look at is font. Oh, actually, no. The first thing I want to look at is bold, italics, and underline, which we touched on in an earlier video. I'd like to make decorating in 3 stages bold, so I'm going to click once to the left to select a line. I then want to turn the bold on, and so this is the button here with a B that will make the text bold, and so it stands out more, as you can see. Or I could click it again to turn it off. Often in Word, the button that you click to turn something on is the same button that you click to turn something off. So I'm going to turn the bold on again. And also I want you to notice that also when I rest on it, Control B is the shortcut key. So if you really wanted to use a shortcut key to make something bold, Control B turns it off and Control B turns it on. So we've made that bold. Now this paragraph here, I would like to select it, so I'll double click in the left margin. So in an earlier video we looked at if you clicked once in that left margin you got a line, if you clicked twice you got a paragraph, and if you clicked 3 times you got the entire document. So I'd like to highlight that paragraph and I'd like to make it italics, which is this I here. Notice the shortcut key is Control I. Italics gives it a slightly slopey look. So if I click this button, you can see it's slightly slopey, which is italics. I can turn it off and I can turn it on. If I then double click and select this paragraph, I'd like to make that underline, and that's what this button here does. Control U is the shortcut key to turn the underline off and turn the underline on. If I click the button, I can turn it on and turn it off. And notice also that the button has a drop down, which means that if you want to underline style other than just single, you can choose double or thick or dotty or dashy or all sorts of different types of underline styles. So I might just go for a simple underline. So that's bold, italics, and underline. If, for example, I select this line, just clicking once, I might go Control B, Control I, and Control U, and apply all 3 formats. Bold, italic, and underline have been applied to this line. Notice also that they appear sort of shaded, which tells me that when I've got that text selected, that that text currently is bold, italics, and underline. The font is Arial, the size is 12, and it's hanging to the left. When I click on this paragraph, then it's Arial, 12, left, but it's not bold, italics, it's only underline. And when I click on here, it's italics, and when I click on here, it's only bold. So it does try to show you, with the use of sort of background highlighting, what format's been applied. So that's bold, italics, and underline. Now what I'd like to do is change the entire font used in this document. The font used in this document is Arial. I'm going to select all the text, Control A. I'm going to hit the drop down on the font box, and as I roll down, you can actually see in the background that it shows you what fonts look like. And basically you can see that fonts are different styles of writing. And so I'm going to look for a style. I might go for Californian FB. And that's Californian FB font applied to the entire document. Now I want to change the size of some of the text. So I'm going to select this line by clicking once. The size is currently 12. As I click the font size drop down and I roll over, the smaller the number, the smaller the writing. The bigger the number, the bigger the writing. I would like to make the font size 24, and 24 appears. Now what I'd like to do is change the color. This button here is your font color. It's currently black if I hit this drop down, which is automatic. But as I roll over these colors, you can see in the background it's changing the color of the text. So I'm going to go for a hot orange. And so I've changed my font color. Now what I'd like to do is apply this format or this look to other titles in my document. For example, I want We Suggest a Decorating Strategy in 3 Stages to look like this text I have selected here. For that we use something called the Format Painter. First of all, you select the text that's got the look that you want to copy onto other text. So I select this text. In my clipboard group on the Home tab in the ribbon is my Format Painter. My Format Painter, when I rest on it, explains, like the look of a particular selection, then you can apply that look to other content in your document. To get started, you select the content with the format you like. Then you click the Format Painter, this button here, and you select something else. Now, FYI, let me just move away and move back onto that button. FYI, to apply the formatting to multiple places, double-click the Format Painter. So I'm going to double-click this button here. I'll double-click the button, and then my mouse, when I move it, looks like a paintbrush, and I'll click to the left of this line, and it's formatted it. Then I'll roll down, my mouse is still a paintbrush, and I'll click in front of this line. Then I'll roll down and I'll click in front of this line. And I can do it to multiple places because I double click the button. Click in front of this line, click in front of this line, and lastly click in front of this line. Now I want to turn my paintbrush off, so I click the Format Painter and I turn it off, and now my mouse is an eye instead of a paintbrush. If I press Control Home, I dive back to the top of the document. So the Format Painter is brilliant for copying the formatting from one place to another. The formatting might be bullets, numbering, headings, tables, all sorts of looks. Let's do another practice. Let's say, for example, I'm going to select this again and I'm going to change the color to maybe purple. And I want it to be underlined. Now I want to paint this format onto all those headings again. So I have it selected, I double click my Format Painter, and I wheel down and drag in front of that, click in front of that, click in front of that, click in front of that, that, and lastly that. And then I turn my Format Painter off and press Control Home to get back to the top of the document. The Format Painter is brilliant.